Good noon everyone. Hope you all are doing well in this lockdown. Today I have come with a new video on history. So many people think it's a boring subject. No, but I don't think so. It will be interesting if you want. Okay, so let's start with the topic. Our today's topic is history. We can also say it like high story. What is it? What is history? It is the study of past. Okay, study of past. It means it tells us about the things that has already gone in the past. Okay, what is the need to learn about the past? Look, there are so many things happened in the past, and if we not learn it, we will repeat the things again and again. We'll repeat the things. So to eliminate all the mistakes that has already happened in the past, we have to learn it or study it, right? Okay, so let's start. First of all, I want to tell you all one thing. The father of history, Herodotus. Okay, Herodotus. He has given the concept of history to the world, right? Now, I want to tell you about the periods in history. These periods are from the Indian history. We have divided our history, Indian history, into three parts. First one, ancient history, ancient period. Second one, medieval period. And the third one is modern period. And one history also come here, that is world history. Look, students, as you all know that you have learned this history, ancient history in 6th standard, medieval history in 7th standard, and modern history in 8th standard. There is a division of history in each and every standard, or I can say at each level, right? And world history you will learn in 9, 10, 11 and 12th standard, right? So right now, let us start the history in a simple terms, I can say. Today I am going to teach you history in these three simple ways. Okay, like I have come with a timeline. Here it is given ancient period timeline, medieval period timeline and modern period timeline. Look, it is very difficult to study history in a haphazard manner. Like in your books, the traditional method we were following, we open our books, we start learning from the books and from different sources. Like our teachers told us about this, the old method. But if you learn the history from timeline, it would be very easy for you people to understand the concept of history, right? Let us start with the first one, that is ancient period. Okay, this is the ancient period timeline. It was the period when it was a thing of about 2 million years ago, when all this thing has started, when early humans appeared, right? So from 2 million years ago to 8,000 million years ago, there was a time period. It is called as Stone Age. In this Stone Age, we have to learn about three concepts: Paleolithic Age, Mesolithic and Neolithic. In this time period, when so many things has happened from to people, like people were hunter gatherers, they collect things, they don't know about anything, like they don't know about the farming, agriculture and all these things. Slowly and steadily these things has developed. In this particular, I will explain all this topic in my next video, like in a simple ways to all of you. But right now this is a brief description of the topic, right? After that, after the Stone Age, the second one, the earliest civilization, जो सबसे पहली सभ्य था हमारे देश की आई थी, this is Indus Valley civilization. Here you can check where lots of people were there. They do different activity. Like if you have watched the movie Mohenjo-daro, they are the type of cities were there, the things were there. Okay, so you can say these things, right? Then after it, Dark Age was there. This is the time period we don't know so much of. So many developments happen in this time period. After that, there is Rig Veda, Rig Vedic era. Rig Vedic era means here the oldest Ved. If you know about this thing, I want to tell you the oldest Ved. We have 4 Veds in total: Rig Ved, Samved, Yajurved and Atharved. Out of them, the most important one is Rig Ved. 4 Veds are there. 4 Vedas are there. You can also take it as Rasya. Rasya means 4 Veds. Rasya. Rig Ved, Samved, Yajurved and Atharved. The oldest one was Rigved. So from 1500 to 1100 BC, it is called as Rigvedic era. After that, from 1000 to 6600 BC, this is later Vedic period where all the three Vedas emerged. Samved, Yajurved and Atharved. We'll discuss about it when we learn about the ancient history. Right. After that period, there were emergence of Janpads and Mahajanpads. As the slowly and steadily people getting power, they fought for land and the things, they fought for property. Right. So there is the Mahajanpads also were there. Like there were 16 Mahajanpads, and after that, in this time period, 500 to 300 BC, Mauryas were also there. Right. Like you have heard about Bindusara, Chandragupta Maurya, Ashoka, the three great emperors of the Mauryan Empire. Okay, so we'll learn about it slowly and steadily. After that, from 200 BC to 200 AD, Dark Age. This is also a Dark Age and lots of development happened. Right. After that, 300 to 500 AD. This is the time period when Guptas emerged. They started ruling over India. Okay. Then 600 to 700 post-Gupta period. Okay, so we were talking about 600 to 700 AD when post-Gupta period, when India divided into two parts. So there were different rulers who were ruling in North India and in South India. For example, at that time in post-Gupta period in North India, Harshvardhan was ruling, and vice versa in South India, the Chalukyas and Pallavas were there. So we will discuss about it in the next session. Right. After this period, you can check here 800 AD. This is the time period when medieval period started. Now we have to jump over here to medieval period timeline. Right. Hope this portion is clear to all of you. If not, so you can ask me in the comment section and in the description also. Right. After this, let us discuss about medieval timeline. Okay, medieval time period started from 8th century. Look, medieval period is also divided into two. First one, early medieval period, and second one is later medieval period. Early medieval period is this one, from 8th century to 12th century. Early medieval period, and from 12th century to rest, this is later medieval period, I can say. Okay, so from 8th century to 12th century, there were lots of Rajput rulers who ruled over India. Okay, who were the rulers? Tomars of Delhi, Gadwals of Kannauj, Chandels of Bundelkhand, Chalukyas of Gujarat, and then the Chauhans. Last one was Chauhans. I hope you have all heard about Prithviraj Chauhan, who have fought two battles with Muhammad Ghori, and at the last Muhammad Ghori won the battle. Then this is a turning point in the history of India. When Muhammad Ghori won the battle, he appointed his slave Kutubuddin Aibak, and that is the time when it is the starting point or turning point in the history of India. That is Delhi Sultanate formed, the first dynasty, that is slave dynasty. All the people were slaves of Muhammad Ghori, right? Then Kutubuddin Aibak declared himself as the king of the Delhi. Then he ruled over here from 1206 to 1210. In my later videos, I will tell you about all these dynasties who ruled over Delhi. Like first slave dynasty was there, Khilji dynasty was there, Tughlaq dynasty was there, Sayyid and Lodi dynasty was there. Look, you can also watch a movie that Padmavat that is related to this, where you can get the concept of Khilji dynasty, right? Alauddin Khilji, the reign of the Khilji dynasty, the tenure, each and everything is given in that particular movie, right? After that, in 1526, when Babur came to India, this is also another turning point in the history when last ruler of Lodi dynasty, Ibrahim Lodi, fought with the Babur, Mughal emperor. Then this is the point in 1526, the first battle of Panipat happened between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi, right? Then this is the starting of Mughal Empire. Now, Mughal Empire, all the emperors of the Mughal, they have ruled from 1526 to 1707. They The rulers were Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. Look, here in 1707, Aurangzeb died. So this is not the end of the medieval period. Some later Mughals were also there, but they were not that much competent as the other ones like Babur, Humayun, Akbar the Great, as you have heard about. After the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, there were lots of free states emerged, right? Like Bengal, Punjab, and Hyderabad. There were so many others. Awadh. Okay, now let us talk about the modern period. It was assumed that Vasco da Gama has discovered India in 1498 AD, right? But it was not so. But it's given in your book who has discovered India was by Vasco da Gama by sea route in 1498 AD. So basically, modern period started after the death of Aurangzeb when so many European countries came to India to do trade. But slowly and steadily, they have started ruling over India. Right. So first of all, I want to tell you about which European countries was there. First one Portuguese, second Dutch, third one English, fourth one Danish, and fifth one was French. Right. So these all were there, but everyone want to establish trade monopoly, and among them one was very clever and the most powerful, I can say, the English, or I can say British. Okay. So there were so many battles fought between among all other, I can say, Portuguese with Dutch, English with Dutch. Most of the battles fought between English and Dutch, like Battle of Bedara. We will talk about Battle of Bedara 1759, in which basically English fought with Dutch. Okay, and English won the battle. Then Anglo-French War was there, Anglo-Bengal wars were there, Carnatic wars were there. So among them, who won the battle? Who won all the battle? The English. They have established the trading monopoly over India. Trading monopoly means the single right to trade with India. It has defeated each and every country, right? And it has established the trading monopoly. After it, battles of East India Company with lots of rulers of free state. East India Company also started fighting with the rulers of free state. After that, we have to learn about the policies of East India Company. There were so many policies, like military policy were there, tribal policies were there, social and economic policies were there to rule over India. We'll discuss each and every policy, right? After that, in the military policy, the famous revolt of 1857, it was assumed that we got independence at that time only. But what happened at that time? In India, there was lots of internal conspiracies, I can say. बहुत सारी इतनी ज़्यादा internal conspiracies थी कि उस time unity नहीं थी. अगर हमारे पास सभी लोग एकजुट होकर खड़े हो जाते तो हमें 1857 में ही आज़ादी मिल जाती. लेकिन as this is India, यहाँ पर सब लोग एक साथ नहीं आ पाते. कोई ना कोई ऐसा होता है जो betray कर देता है चीजों को, लोगों को धोखा दे देता है. So and who supported the revolt of 1857? The later Mughals ruler Bahadur Shah Zafar. It all happened in the ruling of Bahadur Shah Zafar, revolt of 1857. After that, we have to learn so many social and religious policies, reforms that has done by the Britishers. Then Indian national movement, so very much important topic, all the history based on the Indian national movement. This is the struggle of people that people did to get independence from the Britishers, and then after that we got our independence in 1947, and here your modern period ends. After that, there are so many things happened. As you all know, we have get our constitution in 1950, and the rest of the things I will tell you in my later videos. Hope you understand the topic. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. If you like the video, give it a hit, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.